Hi everyone, it's Tara Bianca with Be Light Transformative Therapy, and today I want to continue with part 3 of our Breathing for Low Back Pain series. So again, as we've been discussing, these strategies are really designed to be helpful in cases of acute low back pain, but they might also be helpful for digestive discomfort and even for menstrual cramps. For part 3 of this series, we're going to investigate some strategies in child's pose and also in a quadruped position. Let's check it out. Okay, so finding a comfortable child's pose for you, right? So just coming over. I'm going to keep contact with my forehead on the mat, and I'm actually going to keep my hands underneath my shoulders for now. I know usually we like to bring them out. For this exercise, I'm going to encourage you to keep them close. And all we're going to do here simply is focus on breathing into the low back and the sacrum. So actually, if you feel comfortable supporting your weight on your forehead, you can even put your hands on your low back, again, just to encourage more awareness here. And as we breathe in, I want you to feel that expansion of the low back as the muscles open and rise towards the ceiling. It's subtle, but you can do it. And then as you exhale out, you let everything melt back towards the earth. Let's take 3 more breaths like that. So as you breathe in, you feel your lumbar spine opening, expanding, rising towards the ceiling. And as you breathe out, you feel everything relaxing. And if you get tired with your arms back here, if it starts to hurt your shoulders, you can just place them by your side for support, hands kind of close to the face. And here we go, 2 more breaths like that. As you breathe in, you feel your whole back rising towards the ceiling. I almost feel a wave from my sacrum all the way up my spine to my posterior neck. And as you breathe out, slowly, gently, quietly through the nose, you feel everything relax. And let's do 1 more breath like that as you breathe in. Let the breath start at the sacrum and work its way up the spine. And as you breathe out, you feel everything melt towards the earth. So I'm really trying to slow down my breathing with this exercise. The slower I go, the more easily I can pull that breath in deeply. And the more I can also use my visualization, my imagination to think about filling up at the sacrum first and then slowly filling all the way up the spine. So really visualize this exercise. When you do it, it's going to make it easier to feel that expansion through the back. Okay, so for the next exercise, I think most of you are familiar with the cat-cow exercise that's so popular in yoga. Today, we're going to be in that same starting position, that quadruped position. Preferably, you want your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. And what we're going to be doing, though, is we're going to forget this cow part completely. We're going to only be focusing on cat. So as you go and inhale, go ahead and push your spine towards the ceiling and curve into flexion. So it looks like this. So we are going to stay in this position on the inhale and the exhale. So as I inhale, I'm pushing my hands into the ground. I'm pushing my knees into the ground. I'm thinking about flexing my spine, flexing my chin. So inhaling. And as I exhale, instead of going into cow, I'm thinking about flexing even more, pushing even more, really pushing my mid back up towards the ceiling, but more importantly, thinking about pushing my lumbar spine posterior more, pushing it back more, trying to hollow out the abdomen. So here we go. We're going to do 3 breaths like this. Inhaling, flexing the spine, pushing into the floor. And exhaling, pushing more, curving more, flexing more. I'm thinking about taking my pelvis into a posterior tip. Maintaining, and let's breathe in again, pushing the spine towards the ceiling, flexing, pushing into the ground. Letting the belly expand, and then exhale. Pushing into the ground more, pushing the spine towards the ceiling more, flexing the spine more, tipping the pelvis more into a posterior pelvic tilt, letting the head and neck relax. Let's do 1 more, maintaining that flexion. Inhale. And exhale last time, pushing into the ground with your hands, pushing your spine towards the ceiling, flexing your chin, letting your head relax, letting the pelvis go into a posterior pelvic tilt. Think about your lumbar spine, pushing back more, hollowing out the belly. Good. And slowly relax. Okay, so then for our last 2 exercises for today, just like we did in part 1 and part 2, we're going to go back to using our belt or our resistance band or our yoga strap or whatever we have available to us. And we're going to do those same 2 points that we've been doing, trying to create 360 degrees of awareness around this abdominal wall into the back, bringing more awareness into breathing around this entire horizontal cylinder. So this time, instead of wrapping from behind, I'm going to wrap from the front, okay? So I'm putting this at waist level, so in that soft tissue between the ribs and the hips, and we're going to go back into our child's pose. So I'm just using the belt in child's pose now, yeah? So here we go. Get your comfortable child's pose position, forehead on the ground. And again, if this is uncomfortable on your shoulders, do not force it. For me, this feels fine, and I really like the experience of the belt in this position. So as you breathe in, you let the belly win and the back win. And as you exhale out, you really pull and cinch the waist. Let's do 2 more breaths like that. As you breathe in, let the torso win, let it fill with breath. Keep some resistance on the belt. And as you exhale out through the nose, go ahead and really pull with the arms. Cinch the belt around the waist. And last time, as you breathe in, let the abdomen win, let the back win, let the torso win, filling with air. Really thinking about expanding into that lumbar spine. And as you exhale, really pull on the belt, cinching the waist, pulling more than you think you want to. Emptying out all the air. Good. Okay, and then the last one that we're going to do today, same position we've done in parts 1 and 2, bringing that belt lower. So here's the ASIS, those hip points that stick out in the front of the body. I'm trying to get the belt even below those hip points, and I'm wrapping it around my pelvis. Yeah, crossing the belt in the back. We're going to do the same thing we just did, coming back down into child's pose. Forehead making contact with the floor. Getting a good grip on your belts. And so now as you breathe in, you want to feel your low belly expand. You want to feel your sacrum expanding. Let the body win. And then as you exhale out, really pulling the strap. Good, relaxing the body, completely melting toward the earth. Let's do 2 more breaths like that, breathing in slowly, gently, quietly through the nose, feeling the body expand. keeping tension on the belt, but letting the body win. And then as you exhale out, really cinching that belt around the hips, around the pelvis, starting to feel that pull into the lower abdomen, right above that pubic symphysis, right above the pubic bone. Let's do one more breath like that. And as you breathe in, imagine your sacrum is expanding towards the ceiling. Imagine your pelvis is filling with breath. And then as you slowly, gently, quietly exhale through your nose, really pulling the strap, pulling the belt, relaxing everything toward the earth. Good, and just like we've done before, let's just take a couple breaths here now. Whatever rhythm feels appropriate to you, allow your breath to regulate in whatever way it wants. And as you're doing that, just scanning through the body, and noticing what is different, what has changed since we began this practice today. Do you have a greater awareness of the posterior body? Do you have a greater awareness of your spine? Do you feel more breath coming into the sacrum, into the lumbar spine, into the posterior rib cage? Do you feel it's more easy to deepen your breath with less effort? Good. How is your digestion? How is your back pain? How is your pelvic pain? Noticing any improvements. Good. Taking one final exhale and relaxing.
That's it for today. I hope that these strategies were helpful for you. If you got any relief out of today's exercises, or if you have any other feedback or questions, please leave those in the comments below. I'll be releasing 1 or 2 more of these breathing for low back pain videos over the next couple of weeks. So if you'd like to catch those, be sure to click that notification bell and also just come back and check in real soon to see about new videos. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. And if you're looking for a more structured breath program, then please be sure to check out my totally free Breath Basics 6-Day Challenge. And if you'd like to experience more FaceTime with me, including live monthly Q&As and also live guided breath sessions, then please consider joining my private online Be Light community. And lastly, if you'd like to further support the channel and the work that I do here, you may do so by either visiting my new Be Light store or my Buy Me a Coffee page. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.